A very good evening and welcome yet again to UBC News Tonight, a bulletin that starts off at 10 p.m. comes to an end at 11. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha with Mugalu Muhammad on sign language. And today, due to the current rainy season in Bunyoro and Greater Chiwale, the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robert Nabanja, has decided to establish a standby and all-year water dam in Kakumiro district. According to the Premier Nabanja, this dam will not only serve her interests, but the neighborhood will also benefit from its services. Details follow.
Onions. We want to take advantage of the onions.
This is a 10-acre model farm belonging to the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robert Nabanja.
This is Narobani 4.
Located in Kakumiro district, the farmer's major burden has always been water, mainly during dry seasons.
Banana plantation sits on 2 acres.
To address the water challenge, Kasingo water dam has been established by the Premier, mainly for irrigation.
I want to appreciate the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries for the technical guidance. There is nothing I've done without the guidance of our technical people.
This is just a few meters away from her main farm.
Government yateeka ebbali sente okuyambako abantu okukola irrigation systems zino. Aleetayo ebitundu 25 government neteekako sente. Era kye nakoze wano. Naleese ebitundu 25 government nange. Ebyuma bibadde bya government si byange. Ebyasimye wano. So amazima gali ntaddemu naye government yetaddeko ekisinga.
A 24-hour standby solar system has been put in place to supplement the hydroelectric power source.
Genda kubeera powered by solar. Ogiraba egundi bagitaddeko. Already kweri teganagenda naye tulinze obutungulu buveemu batandike okuyisaamu pipes.
Bunyoro njagala kubakubiriza kubanga ebunyoro nga president juzi bwe yayogera nga ali bukedi. Katonda yakola ebunyoro eno yagiteekamu buli kya bugagga. Ova ku lukalu ojja mu ntobazi awali amazzi. Kati amazzi ago tusobola okugakozesa okufukirira ebirime naye n'okulunda ebyennyanja.
On its shores, Nabanja intends to do fish farming.
I developed another idea that we can even have this dam expanded so that we can do fish farming. We can do caging, then have the fish so that because it's running water. So I am going to use still the Ministry of Agriculture to come here and advise, especially during the dry season.
If we look at this dam and one put 10,000 catfish, after 7 months, 6 to 7 months, each catfish will not cost less than 20,000. And that's a lot of money.
20,000?
Yes, times 10,000. That's a lot of money. And you see, catfish or fish is not labor intensive.
The facility will be open to other interested members of the community.
This is a dam that we are going to use as a village, not me myself, because we shall also give our neighbors water. So that, because if I am the only one who is in horticulture, yes, I may lack a market because I cannot produce throughout the year. So I need other outgrowers. So we are going to distribute this water to the whole village.
His Excellency has been singing commercial agriculture, okulunda n'okulima okw'ekibalo. For her, she's already being converted, and all of us are going to make sure that we come and benchmark. I'm impressed with the way she has set up the farm. Irrigation is the way to go. You cannot rely on rain, rely on God to bring rain every time.
The establishment of Kasingo water dam will automatically mean farming will go on uninterrupted throughout the whole year. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
St. Katherine Girls School in Lira City is appealing for 1.5 billion Ugandan shillings to construct a safe space for girls. This school, which has a long history of academic excellence, is currently grappling with limited accommodation for its growing student population. Saturday, the first Deputy Prime Minister and former Speaker of Parliament Rebecca Kadaga visited the school where she studied in the 1970s. During her visit, she contributed 50 million Ugandan shillings towards the construction of a new girls' dormitory. Ediolua reports.
And Lord God, we know that by your power...
In 1971, during the political turmoil when Idi Amin overthrew Obote's government, Rebecca Kadaga was a student at St. Catherine Girls' School.
We were surrounded by soldiers for over 3 weeks because they thought we were going to riot because of the coup, but we're here just as students. We're not relatives of Dr. but we're just here as students.
Over the years, the school has nurtured many prominent leaders, including Lady Justice Katherine Obura of the Court of Appeal, among other notable figures. Known for its exceptional academic achievements, St. Catherine has attracted a large students' population, creating an urgent need for expanded infrastructure.
More especially congestion in the dormitory. At times you knock yourself with the boxes and then you get some injuries. We need some space for us, and even our classes.
The head teacher revealed that 9 classrooms have been converted into dormitories, yet students still face severe congestion.
It is our appeal for this girl child to gain and achieve and learn in a safe and free environment. We needed construction of the dormitories that would set free the classrooms.
A fundraising campaign has been launched to raise 1.5 billion shillings to construct a 400-bed dormitory. Parents have been tasked with building one section, while the alumni led by their patron and former student Rebecca Kadaga will handle another section. Kadaga herself contributed 50 million shillings towards the project.
I will commit 50 million shillings to that construction so that our children can live in better hostels than the ones we had, will perform better.
Right now, we already have the foundation already constructed, but we intend to construct 4 levels of the dormitory. But we want to start with level 1.
In a show of solidarity, several members of parliament and alumni participated in a 10-kilometer fundraising run.
And those who care for the rural schools upcountry like this, that please come and give a hand. Our girls have got to live in a decent environment.
The number of Ugandans who have to go to school are increasing every day. They cannot sit and wait for wage.
Lira City Mayor Sam Atul called on the government to focus on strategies to restore the lost glory of Uganda's traditional schools. Eddie Olwa, UBC News.
The IGAD Center of Excellence for Preventing and Countering Violent Extremism has embarked on equipping media and civil society with tools to combat violent extremism through strategic communication. Speaking at a regional training in Nairobi, Dr. Mathanjiri, head of strategic communication at IGAD Center, emphasized the power of collaboration with media and civil society among member states to counter extremist propaganda with impactful and effective narratives.
Extremism continues to pose significant challenges globally, with the Horn of Africa and East Africa among the most affected regions. Deputy Director of IGAD Center for Excellence for Preventing and Countering Violent Extremism, Muhammad Ibrahim, explains.
Violent extremism is a very big issue. We have a large number of young people being recruited in Al-Shabaab and in ISIS also. These things, Al-Shabaab uses young people to fight against their own family members. People are killing their own relatives because they are ideologically, brainwashed. They feel and they believe that they are serving God, the Almighty, by killing non-believers. But this is the other way around. People are harming their families. This disease is killing even families, and it is destroying our societies. It's destroying the fabric of what we stand. This is not an issue of Islam.
To address this growing threat, the IGAD Center of Excellence for Preventing and Countering Violent Extremism has organized a regional training in Nairobi, Kenya, aimed at enhancing the capacity of civil society in media in strategic communication.
The media is a key actor, and the civil society is an extremely also important actor, and we feel that bringing these two very powerful actors together is going to be a basis of change in terms of pushing pushing for narratives that are going to undermine violent extremist ideologies and also spread the awareness to the communities and to the world at large.
Violent extremism often arises from a mix of political, economic, social and ideological factors. Dr. Martha Njiri, the head of strategic communications of the IGAD Center, adds that violent extremism involves the use of violence to achieve various goals and can be perpetrated by individuals or groups driven by diverse ideologies.
But we are now seeing in the border of Uganda and DRC, we have seen again in the border Somalia, Kenya, in the borders, there's a lot of activities that is happening that is leading the violent extremism activities to go up exponentially. Additionally, we are now seeing the narratives being perpetuated on social media spaces. So young people are being lured into this violent extremist group to be able to conduct these terrorism and violent extremism related activities.
The IGAD regional strategy seeks to empower media and civil society to craft effective counter-narratives and diminish the appeal of extremist ideologies. Representatives from Uganda, Kenya, Djibouti, Somalia, Ethiopia, and South Sudan shared insights and experiences during the workshop.
Countering violent extremism is not a one-person issue. It is a collective effort.
I've learned how to put my message across. I know how to create awareness to the community.
I've realized that these violent extremist groups also, these days they use minority groups.
And with the focus of people with intellectual disabilities, it's something I'll bring in and see how we can help these people to avoid being radicalized.
Participants emphasize that violent extremism is a complex challenge, but strategic communication is a powerful tool in reducing its threat and fostering peace.
But an extremist has no religion. It can be Catholic, it can be Anglican, it can be anyone.
All of us have to work together and call for peace and make sure that the young people really have better options instead of going to promote this violent extremism in the region.
This collaboration marks a crucial step in strengthening regional resilience and creating narratives of hope to encounter the forces of violence. Robert Boiter compiled the story.
In more news, Uganda government's initiative to instill values of national pride through patriotism has graduated over 100 cadres at the Health Tutors College, Mulago. Health workers were urged to uphold integrity, compassion and dedication to their profession, which is expected to enhance service delivery in the health sector. Take a look.
The National Patriotism Program, established in 2009 by President Yoweri Museveni, aims to foster a sense of belonging and pride among the country's youth. Ian Gumesiriza, the principal officer in charge of communication at the National Secretariat for Patriotism Corps, stated that those who successfully complete the training are automatically positioned as positive change agents within the communities.
We only give you the reasons as to why you must love Uganda, how you must behave if you love Uganda, and why you must not only love Uganda, but you must love East Africa, you must love Africa in general. And the purpose of this, the core purpose is unity. There is unity in diversity. The moment you realize that I need my neighbor, not my neighbor in terms of distance, but my fellow Ugandan, because the purpose of patriotism is for wealth creation.
Sempala Sebastian, the principal TVET officer in the Ministry of Education and Sports, emphasized that patriotism training is a cornerstone of education, helping to mold and unite learners.
But when you don't have trainers, instructors who have taken up this course, they cannot realize that there is a need for such training. Social responsibility is also very important. We have to play our social responsibilities like civic engagement, community service. As in our constitution, it is clear that we have to do a community service. But you cannot appreciate such when you have not gone through this training.
Both students and staff at the college welcomed the initiative, describing it as a multiplier effect in the health sector. The training equips health tutors to instill the same values in the various cadres they train.
If we really want to have patriots in health field, in the health sector as health workers, we need to start with the health tutors. Because these health tutors, they train various cadres in health sector. So when we train them, if they become patriots, if they have that spirit of patriotism, if they have that spirit of loving themselves, loving the country, loving everyone.
Dr. Karen Dreteri, the principal of Health Tutors College Mulago, highlighted that the college has made patriotism training mandatory for all tutors as part of their professional development.
The goal of patriotism is actually having integrity, somebody who should always be doing the right thing, be able to correct the wrongs from the right from the wrongs. Therefore, when we instill this patriotism into the students and they go out there, they are going to train health workers who are going to work in the health facilities. They will be able to instill into them their values.
Viva, viva wananchi wa Uganda! Viva! Viva, viva wazalendo wa Uganda! Viva!
Mary Namkose, Jimmy Aluri, UBC News.
In more stories, management of Uganda Library and Information Association ULIA has expressed disappointment with government for the dire state in which public libraries in local governments are. During the annual general meeting held at Makerere Business School in Kampala, the outgoing president of ULIA, Ikwaro Francis, said that this will affect literacy levels since most of the public libraries are not functional. Farid and Africa has a detailed report on this story.
Uganda Library and Information Association brings together all information professionals like records managers, archivists and data managers. The association is in charge of advocating for access to information in accordance to the laws of Uganda. ULIA has held its annual general meeting where it ushered in new executive. Ekwaro Francis is the ULIA outgoing president.
We always have CPDs to give our members new skills. For instance, we have trained them in using new technologies like artificial intelligence, AI, how to supplement it in our work. We are also training them how to deal with new issues such as data protection and data management since the new act was passed.
The new executive is expected to push Uganda Law Reform Commission to come up with the act regulating all information workers.
Tororo Public Library. Tororo Public Library, they were given computers, a donation of 10 computers. But as I speak now, Tororo Public Library is closed because the mayor does not want to recruit staff to manage this library. Amidst the fact that we have so many professionals. Now, these new districts are not recruiting librarians.
Dr. Frederick Chiuwa Luja is the incoming president of Uganda Library and Information Association.
There is a need, much as we have these institutions under their mother ministries, there is a need to provide a platform in terms of providing the legal framework within which these institutions can act. I shall work with the government and especially the legislature, the parliament, to see that we create a legal mandate for this association, the way how it is for the accountants, the way how it is for the lawyers. We've seen citizens suffering because of poor management of records in different institutions, both the ministries and then in the private sector. So there is a need for government to invest in the employment of the right people in the right positions.
Uganda Library and Information Association guides the practice and professionalism of university libraries. The executive chairman, Consortium of Uganda University Libraries, Andrew Ojulong, urges government to support them in accessing global information resources.
Was that the ideation, innovation and research ecosystem in the country is supported, and that brings a lot of output in terms of innovations and in terms of products and services from the research that are competitive on a global scale.
ULIA partners also want the association to continuously provide for reviewing of the curriculum to match international industry standards. I'm Nafka Farida and Robert Katamba in Kampala.
Thank you so much, Nafka Farida. In more stories, Dr. James Tweheyo, an NRM Secretary of Members, has encouraged members of the Informal Economy Network Uganda to embrace tree planting to mitigate effects of climate change. He singles out avocado planting as a lucrative venture that can enhance anyone's income. Dr. Tweheyo made the remarks at a ceremony organized by the local NGO workers in the informal economic sector, which was held in Bara City.
Mixed investment. One must be liquidity. If you don't have liquidity, then and you are rich in terms of properties and you are not rich in terms of cash, then you are in trouble. So when you're investing, you must do a mix of cash and also other things. You can invest in agriculture like most of the Western people. They have cows, they have banana plantations, they have planted trees, they have done so many things. But you need to invest in cash.
We're encouraging people to ensure that at least they save for prosperity. Because workers are vanguards for development, and we encourage them to ensure that at least they start on programs, projects, such that at the end of the day we develop. Relatedly, we're encouraging workers from cooperatives. Because cooperatives is a vehicle for development. Under ILO recommendation 193, cooperatives are a vehicle for investment, for employability and growth of the economy.
The reason why we blocked this program, it's not only social protection or only climate change, is because as avocado planting, we are going to give this program to our people. Then after planting the avocado, they'll be generating income for export. They'll be exporting these avocados. And after getting the income, they'll be getting the money to save with NSSF.
Who play disco? These people who do special hire, all those survive because of the alcohol. And therefore we need to look at it realistically. By the way, even those who are watching or listening, some of them went to school because of alcohol. They survived because of that. Some of them married because of alcohol. So we should not look at alcohol and look at it as a bad thing. We should only look at how we can contain it and use it to our best for survival in terms of economy, for survival in terms of earnings, for even adding value to it, and we can sell it outside.
Kampala Metropolitan Police Commander CP Richard Echega has urged fellow officers to prioritize service to the public and shun corruption within the Ugandan police force. Now speaking on Saturday at the official opening of the newly constructed Biwologoma police post at Entebbe Flyover Junction, Echega emphasized the importance of upholding integrity and transparency in law enforcement. The Biwologoma police post, built through a partnership between BAPS Charities and Ambitious Construction Company, was funded with an investment of over 50 million Ugandan shillings. Watch.
I'm deeply honored to stand here before you today to accept this magnificent donation for this structure. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the BAPS Charity, Prayosha Enterprise Limited, and the Indian community at large for their generosity and commitment to enhancing public safety.
We are not ending over here, but we will be there with you all, with the community in future, and we will be there for long. Let us say that whatever has been done is not lost, but it will keep on continue, and we will be there with you. As we are here today for this handing over ceremony of this police post, which is Biwologoma police post, which is supported by Muzay Ramzi, again his company, he is the chairman of Priyasa Group of Company, and BAPS charity, which is donating to the KMP, our police, Uganda police. Mr. Esega is here. Obviously we are going to hand over you, and from there onwards we hope and we pray in the lotus feet of Almighty God that we all will benefit the good services from your forces. Thank you. Have a nice day.
This police post is going to play a very big role. You see the flyover here. Those early days, thieves used to mark bags, grab phones around here, and once they grab, they run away. No one gets them. And with the presence of this facility, the thieves are even now saying, where shall we go? But we don't give the answers to them. To the police community, we have been given. It is now our responsibility to prove that we were indeed in need of it. So, if we were walking, let's now begin running, such that we provide better services. Let's run away from the issue of corruption. That animal called corruption is not good. Let's run away from it. In fact, we should arrest all those corrupt, such that work is done. So the OC, thank you very much for not being corrupt.
4, 3, 1.
A total of 260 students of St. Ambrose Institute of Health Sciences, Kagadi, have graduated and been awarded certificates in nursing and midwifery. The second graduation ceremony held at the institute premises in Kagadi Town Council commenced with Holy Mass led by Right Reverend Vincent Chirabo, the Bishop of Hoima Catholic Diocese. Bishop Chirabo asked the graduates to love their profession, serve with passion and exemplify professionalism at their workstations. Other speakers at the function included Senior Joseph Birunji, the Institute Director, and Emilio Masereka, the Principal of the Institute, who reiterated the primary goal for establishment of the institution as to train more health professionals and address shortages of health workers in the country.
I want to assure all stakeholders, especially in the ministries of health, education and sports, that we are moving in the right direction to minimize the shortage of nurses.
The most trusted profession, that's nursing and midwifery. As nurses, you will meet patients at their vulnerable times and restore hope through compassion and skilled care.
You have acquired from this institute to serve God's people professionally. Serve them professionally. You have been prepared to serve God and His people. Would like you to do it professionally. Do it with love. Do it with compassion, as we have heard in the second reading.
In other news, St. John Parish Kauku has launched celebration of 45 years of impactful existence with a health walk and jubilant celebration reflecting the remarkable transformation of the church and what it has undergone over the years. The event brought together parishioners and community members in a show of unity and gratitude for God's faithfulness. Sudat Kaye reports.
Justice Katherine Bamugemirire, the chief worker, while addressing the congregation, commended all individuals and groups that have contributed to the church's growth and improvement of its outlook. She emphasized the importance of celebrating God's unity, which has been the driving force behind the parish's enduring success.
So today, St. John Parish Kauku has held a health walk in memory of 45 years of existence. This parish has existed for 45 years. Obviously, 45 years ago, it did not look like this. It did not even have this crowd. This crowd some might have been born, some might not have been born. We had generations, we had children up to the grandparents. So we thank God for the existence and the sustenance of the Lord for this parish, and we are celebrating God's goodness. We are celebrating the unity and the shared love and shared values. And we are calling upon people to come on the 1st of December
to do a bigger celebration as we commemorate the 45 years of existence.
The celebrations were marked by a vibrant march through Gaba and Kauku, where church members joyfully showcased their faith and the legacy of St. John Parish.
Historically, all activities of society were built around the church. Health centers, schools, and all development was around the church. But increasingly, it has disappeared and affected the society. We really applaud this parish for coming up with an initiative that can pull people, both those who come to church and those who don't, to rally around one cause.
This public display of gratitude served as a testament to the lasting impact the parish has had on its community. Reverend Fred Mubiru, the parish leader, highlighted the significant role the church has played in shaping the lives of countless individuals over the decades. Looking to the future, the parish is gearing up to extend its mission, particularly in the area of evangelism.
We have established a spirit of brotherhood, and all Christians are working together, and we are celebrating as brothers and sisters and rejoicing in the Lord.
Reverend Mubiru emphasized the importance of spreading the gospel and extending the church's influence beyond its current reach. As St. John Parish Kauku celebrates 45 years, its story stands as a beacon of hope, faith and transformation, reminding all about the power of unity and God's unending grace. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
In more news, long-distance walker Shaka Mbanda has embarked on a 310-kilometer walk from Entebbe to Shema district in western Uganda in a campaign to raise 50 million Ugandan shillings to cater for vulnerable children. Shaka is expected to walk for 12 days, and the proceeds from the campaign will be directed towards rehabilitation of Isheche Unit Center for the handicapped located in Shema district. Details follow.
Isheche Unit Center for the Handicapped is located in Kabohe Town Council in Shema district in western Uganda. However, this school that caters for these vulnerable children needs a lot of support in order to have a conducive environment for the children. The reason why the Rotary Club of Accra City, located in Webaja, Entebbe, has flagged off Shaka Mbanda, a Rotarian and a long-distance walker, to walk 310 kilometers to Ishema district in a campaign to raise 50 million Uganda shillings to rehabilitate Isheche unit for the handicapped.
That school is the signature project of the Rotary Club of Accra City for this year, and the school is also located in the area where our president, Rotarian Paul Kahindi Kyomugisha, comes from. She has seen this school contributing immensely to the education of the disabled children of that area. And so she thought it prudent that the Rotary Club goes and helps the school to revamp it because it has been dilapidated over time.
We are also giving them mattresses, and we are also putting there an innovation center where these people, after training them of some hands-on jobs, so they can be able to do some work that can sustain them. After being trained, they're supposed to do some work that will be earning them money.
So far, about 27 million shillings out of the 50 million has been raised, and areas of intervention have been identified.
This project, where we're looking at the less fortunate children who are disadvantaged because of their bodies, and people who believe that the world has looked the other side, Rotarians have come together to move out of Kampala and go to Shema district to take care of those children who are disadvantaged because of their inability to walk, the inability to hear, and many others. Rotary looks at disease prevention and treatment very seriously as one of our key areas of focus. And when we see these children, we can't let them down. When the world lets them down, indeed, we'll have let ourselves down.
We are looking at water and sanitation. We are giving them safe water
We are lighting their school to create a safe environment. We have renovated the main classroom block, 4 classroom block, but we shall continue to renovate others. And this particular campaign is for working on their compound and walkways. Because the terrain is very unstable, they have so many accidents, there are so many blind children, there are so many lame children, and if they don't have a safe environment, they are bound to have very many accidents. So,
statistics from the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development shows that Uganda has 5.82% of children with disability, and a shelter unit for the handicapped is founded by the Church of Uganda to give hope to such children.
We'll take a short commercial break and we'll be back with more stories from the business and the sports desk.
Winning requires the stamina of a lion. But most important today, it requires that you carry that water up the top of the hill. However, you must use a spoon. Take the water now. Go, run, climb up the hill. 72 spoons. Faster, go, go. Winning is hard, but with MTN Momo, it's easy. Simply pay or shop with Momo for a chance to win mobile money every day. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Amazina ganje Ninyetekwa Seruhanga John Bosco Ninduga mu district ya Rukungiri ndio muhanguzi wa miliyoni 18 na Uganda National Rotary nzahangwire urwo mu kuzana star 278 hash ngafuna message eriko ka ndio muhanguzi nashemererwa konka nabaza kugira ngo nebiya bafere sente ziriyo zona bakaziteka ngo nazihangwire.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
The Ministry of Health informs the general public that there are some cases of Mpox detected in Uganda. The ministry, working with partners and affected district local governments, are doing their best to contain the situation. The signs and symptoms of Mpox are body rash, fever, general body weakness, headache, sore throat, nasal congestion or cough, and swollen lymph nodes. You can prevent yourself from getting infected with Mpox by avoiding close contact with people who have been confirmed to have Mpox or who have signs and symptoms of Mpox. Avoiding touching or sharing personal items like beddings, eating utensils, phones, or other belongings of a person who has the signs and symptoms of Mpox. Avoiding contact, including eating, with all wild animals, alive or dead, especially those known to carry the virus, such as rodents and monkeys, and those that appear sick or have been found dead. Getting vaccinated if you're among those who have been identified to be at high risk of Mpox infection. Mpox is treatable and usually goes away after 2 to 4 weeks. However, it can be severe, causing even death, especially among children, pregnant women, and those with other health conditions. For more information and support, contact your nearest health worker. Call the Ministry of Health's toll-free line on 0800 100 066 or send a free SMS to YouReport on 8500.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. From the business desk, local leaders and business community in Kalangala want government through the Ministry of Works and Transport to expedite establishment of transport means to facilitate night movements of ferries due to increasing population and palm farming business in Kalangala district. This follows the mandatory servicing of MV Sese Ferry, which is undergoing major overhaul at Port Bell in Luzira to ensure safety and security of people who use water transport.
Kalangala leaders have expressed concern over the increasing population with limited transport means in the islands, which is affecting smooth operations of the day-to-day businesses from the islands to the mainland. According to Rajab Semakula, LC5 chairperson, Kalangala district, government's palm oil program has boosted development of Kalangala district in addition to the ever-increasing number of tourists visiting the islands, hence the need for more alternative means of transport.
That the ferries we have are not enough. We cannot go on demanding the government to give us bigger ferries, but we can temporarily demand for more routes of the ferries and also open up the ferry open up the islands at night.
But now to look for the market to transport their goods, it has become a problem because now we are remaining with one ferry which cannot accommodate transporting farmers' goods, people and their vehicles.
Deputy Resident District Commissioner, Kalangala District, Henry Sebonya, says they are witnessing an increase in criminality in the district, especially boat engine theft, which has put the residents on tension.
But we have embarked on enhancing the security on the waters with the cooperation with the Marine Police and with the FPU to enable that we can monitor our waters of Kalangala.
Kalangala has got 84 islands with only 3 major ferries plying the main islands. Meanwhile, leaders and business community are now requesting government to expedite the process of establishing and facilitating night movement plans to ease business operations.
We have made different requests to the Minister of Works, our son, the General Katumba Wamala, to give us, open up these islands, because we have first the emergencies that occur at night. The LSA emergency, LSA issues cannot warn you that maybe I will get an accident at night.
So in the new contract which we are negotiating with the government, we are negotiating to extend the time of operation to go beyond, to go at least up to 10 p.m. Currently we stop at around 6, but the demand by the people who go to markets and even those who plan to travel from Kampala to go to the island in the evening, and particularly even on the weekends, we have a lot of traffic.
Currently, MV Sese is undergoing a mandatory servicing as required and guided by water transport laws and policies by overhauling the engines after every 2 years to ensure the safety and security of people on water.
To be a winner, you must have the discipline of a tiger. But when fueled with MTN Momo, winning is easy. Simply get your phone and use the Momo app or dial *165*3#, enter merchant code, enter amount, enter your Momo PIN, and pay. Congratulations! Your car is happy, and now you stand a chance to win mobile money with MTN Momo.
The Homes and Construction Expo is back. Are you looking for answers to your property and real estate development questions? Come and interact with experts in the industry including architects, engineers, developers, interior designers, financiers and more from 30th November to 1st December 2024. The expo will be at the Millennium Park opposite Philip Omondi Stadium under the theme Affordable Housing, Innovations and Technology. There will be captivating exhibitions and insightful discussions daily. Entrance is only 10,000 shillings per day. To book a stall, contact 0772 354 940. The Homes and Construction Expo is brought to you by New Vision.
And from the international desk, Chinese President Xi Jinping has called for inclusive economic globalization and stronger regional cooperation at the APEC CEO Summit in Lima, Peru. Mr. Xi told the summit that cooperation, innovation and inclusivity are the keys to a prosperous future.
Speech delivered on his behalf by Chinese Minister of Commerce Wang Wentao emphasized the need to steer economic globalization toward a more inclusive, dynamic, and sustainable direction. He warned of rising unilateralism and protectionism, threatening global progress, and called for collective action. President Xi said innovation is a driving force for economic growth. He said emerging technologies like artificial intelligence can boost productivity and foster inclusive development, especially in supporting developing nations. The president also highlighted reforms in global economic governance. President Xi proposed the principles of joint planning, building, and sharing to better reflect the evolving economic landscape and amplify the voices of the global South. Xi Jinping said people's well-being must be prioritized along with economic growth. He said globalization must promote balanced development and equal opportunities for all. President Xi also encouraged active participation in China's Global Development Initiative to support the 2030 UN Agenda for Sustainable Development. He also underscored the Asia-Pacific region's critical role as an engine of economic globalization. He reiterated China's commitment to global economic recovery through the country's comprehensive reforms and high-quality development. He reaffirmed China's commitment to green development, citing milestones in renewable energy and carbon reduction as part of global climate action. President Xi called for solidarity and cooperation and said global challenges require collective solutions. He invited the world to join efforts in building a brighter shared future for all.
There is myths that so many of you live by. If your eye is twitching, it means you're going to see someone you like. If it shines and rains at the same time, it means a leopard is giving birth. If your hand is itching, it means you're going to get money. If you see an owl, it means somebody's gonna die. If you hear of a disease outbreak, just know it is in a village district at the border next to some suspicious country. You will want to scratch that last myth. Because Mpox is in 19 districts and Kampala is among with dozens of cases. Please stop going around checking anyone's hand. Mpox kills. Protect your loved ones.
So watching UBC News Tonight, and from the sports desk, one of Uganda's most celebrated footballers, Murshid Juko, has proven that football actually yields after opening his own juicer training institute. Details follow.
After a football career that took him through Simba FC, Wydad Casablanca, Express FC and Viper Sports Club among others, and these punctuated by 39 caps for his nation, defender Murshid Juko has proved that football indeed pays. This after opening his own Juicer Institute in Maguru Village, Garuga, along Entebbe Road.
Tuli wano mukyali ekiroto ne tukitandika nga tutandikira ddala nga bekale era okuviira ddala mu covid nga chairman w'abagambye nti twasooka kutuula waka ekyali ekibi nga tetumanyi nti kigenda vaamu ekirungi.
The school offers a wide range of courses including hotel and hospitality management, catering, bakery, barista training, fashion and design, and information technology, among others. Juko shared his motivation for establishing the school, emphasizing his commitment to equipping young people with essential practical skills and creating opportunities for them to thrive in various vocational careers.
Essomero lino tulina ekigendererwa ekyokubeera nga tugabira abantu hands-on skills, okubeera nga bongera okukuguka, nga we twatandikira ddala twali na course emu eya hotel and tourism, naye esawa ya kakati we tutuuse tuli kugulawo nga introducinga courses enzenjawulo.
The ceremony featured a keynote address by Fred Kizito Hape, an expert in vocational education.
Bannayuganda bangi abasomye omulembe guno naye ng'emirimu gye basomye tebasobola gisinkana kubanga bannayuganda basoma ebyo bye baagala. People study what they want. Abantu basoma bye bakola batya? Songa ensi ezirimu abantu abategeera. People study what the world needs.
The students showcased their projects, displaying impressive creativity and competencies, whose final products were purchased by the attendees.
The 7th edition of the British School Kampala Run has taken shape in Mienga, and here's our reporter, John Band Sentam.
The British School of Kampala community has taken part in a run that attracted over 300 athletes with the aim of giving back to the community. A total of 20 million shillings was raised and will go to the missionary of the Poor Foundation that helps take care of the disabled and the elderly. The participants contested in the 8.5 kilometers, 4.7 kilometers and the 1.7 kilometers that was mainly reserved for the minors.
Of the BSK community run. This is a run that was started way back when one of the teachers died in labor. They started by supporting the maternity wards, supported Kisugu Hospital, the police clinics, and so it grew like that. Last year we changed to start looking at the 7 pillars of the school, and one of them is the Optimum Learning Center.
And she invited me over. The reason why I was interested to take part in the activity because I always do exercise every evening, so I wanted to give it a try, like a longer try.
I am the head prefect of BSK, and I have just got the opportunity to be the winner of the black 8.5 kilometer race. It wasn't easy because there has been a reigning champion. I think he came number 2.
Most of the attention was in the 8.5 kilometer category, codenamed the Black Route, in which Colin Zagaba triumphed and was followed by Bashir Omari and Edgar Sali. The 4.7 kilometer Blue Route was won by Elvin Ashley Prem, followed by Vianney Mayanja and Darion Aaron Kobel.
And that's all we had for you today. Thank you so much for being a part of UBC News Tonight that started off at 10 p.m. and has come to an end with just 5 minutes to 11 p.m. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha with Miguel Muhammad on Sign Language. From the team and I, have a lovely night and a blessed time. Bye-bye.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Dr. Crispus Kionga and the Ambasu Banyariha, with deep sorrow, announced the passing on of their mother, Mrs. Evaste Mbabu Kionga, which occurred on Friday 15th November 2024 at 10 p.m. Informed her His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and Mrs. Janet Kataha Museveni, Her Excellency Jessica Alupo, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, the Speaker of Parliament, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, Right Honorable and Mrs. Dr. Ruhakana Rugunda, Right Honorable Richard Todong, Secretary General and all leaders of NRM across the country, His Highness the Omusinga wa Rwenzururu, His Highness the Omudingia wa Bwamba, Abasu Banyariha, Nawuhwa Babu Erihika Yomugende, Bwanga, Kibuuta, Omuhende, Abakwe, Abataka be Bunywisa ne Kibirisire, Honorable Ministers and Honorable